Yeah. And this is the resource. It's the program. Alright. This is my 20% project. It's a program that I call Toolpath. And the reason it says PRG here, it stands for program. This is the loading screen of my Toolpath. And so here's the menu. It as you can see, I have 6 applications programmed in, and it asks for a tool. And so you input one of these letters based on which tool you want to use. And so the first one is a number converter. You give it a decimal number in base 10, the base that we use, and a base to convert it to, and it gives you the number in the base that you asked for. So in this case, 143 base 7 is 263. And then it goes back to the menu. And my second converter is a binary translator. It uses this language called ASCII that almost all computers use. It's this really cool language where I made it in binary, so 0100001 is A, and it's the same as 65. Yeah, it translates to 65, and the ASCII code is the same as the alt codes. So if you press Alt and then type in 65 on the numpad, then you get A. So for my next one, it's a repeating decimal to fraction converter. You give the non-repeating part, or up to the decimal point, and then the repeating part, and then it translates it. And then it asks for verification if that's your number, and if it is, then you say yes. And then it converts it to 1/3. And I actually encountered a problem with this. This application rounds to the nearest 1,000, and that was a problem because it wasn't returning accurate numbers, so I had to have it round up. So if you do any over three decimal places beyond the decimal point, then it will give you false information. My next one is a Fibonacci. What?
So are you saying you can't give it like 0.45384538, or you can't give it?
You can not give it that. You can also but you can give it 0.453, 453, 453.
Okay.
So it'll and so for this, the Fibonacci sequence can begin with any 2 numbers. So this is asking for the first and second numbers in the sequence, and then it wants you to tell it what location in the sequence. In this case, I said I want to know the 8th number in the Fibonacci sequence that begins with 0 and then 1, and that number is 13. So, yeah. My next tool is the simplify radical form. You give it a number to take the square root of, and then it gives you the simplest radical form of that number. For example, 234 is 3 radical 26. And I didn't have a square root sign, so I had to have a V and then that. My next one is a graphing. This is the most complicated tool in my program. It has a menu So I have 4 equations programmed into this. Direct proportion, parabolas, and then exponential increase, decrease, and inverse variation. And so for my y equals mx plus b, it asks for m and b, and I said 4x plus 2, so it gave me this. And then for my next one, ax squared plus bx plus c, it asks for a, b, and c. So I asked for 2x, it asks for 2x squared plus 5x plus 3. And it gave me this. And for exponential increase and decrease, it asks for a and b for that format of the equation. And I said, I want the equation y equals 3 times 1.3 to the x power, and it gave me this curve. For my inverse variation, it asks for a, or it asks for a, and it gives you that curve. It's really curved. And that's it. What I learned how to mathematically convert a number to any base. I learned I learned that the Fibonacci sequence can begin with any two numbers. I learned what ASCII is. I learned that there are disadvantages of rounding to the nearest thousand. And I also learned how to tell a computer to do all this. And for anybody who wants to download this game, I have QR codes on my Flickr page. I post QR codes for all my games there, and but to download it you have to have a DSi or 3DS, and you have to have Petite Computer. Petite Computer is available in the eShop for $8. It is definitely worth it. And that's it. I brought my DS, so if anybody wants to play with my
Just stop it.
Stop.